Do not skip this video, because what I'm about to tell you sounds insane. And if this video suddenly stops getting impressions or disappears, you'll know exactly why. I wasn't investigating anything. I wasn't trying to expose secrets. It was 3 in the morning and I simply couldn't sleep. My room was completely silent, the kind of silence where every tiny noise feels amplified. So I did what everyone does when they're bored and tired. I started scrolling. Random stuff, old government websites, archived reports, budget documents nobody cares about. It's weirdly calming, like walking through an abandoned building. That's when I found the page. The link wasn't labeled, no title, just a long, ugly URL buried inside an old infrastructure report. Curiosity made me click. The page opened wrong. No layout, no logo, no colors, just a blank white screen. For a second, I thought it failed to load. Then text appeared at the top like it was being typed live. A case number, a timestamp, and one word in all caps. Containment. I frowned and refreshed. Still there. I checked the domain 3 times. It was real, official, government property, not some fake blog or conspiracy forum. Which made it worse, because if this was real, it wasn't meant for the public. I started scrolling. The first lines looked clinical, cold, like a lab report. Coordinates, personnel IDs, excavation data. It described a construction project under an old restricted facility, routine drilling. Then one sentence made my stomach drop. Initial contact with the subject occurred at a depth of 42 meters. Subject, not animal, not equipment. Subject, they said the workers found a hollow space underground that wasn't on any blueprint. No maps showed it. It shouldn't have existed, but the scanners detected a perfectly smooth cavity, like something had carved it out from the inside. 3 workers were sent down. One refused halfway, saying he felt watched. One started shaking for no reason and couldn't breathe. The third reached the bottom. His radio captured 30 seconds of audio. Heavy breathing, metal scraping, then him whispering, "There's something here." After that, screaming, then static. He never came back up. I remember staring at my screen, feeling that weird cold sensation down my spine, like my body already knew this was something I shouldn't be. The report kept going like nothing unusual happened. Thermal cameras showed a shape inside the cavity. No stable outline, just distortion, like heat bending the air. Temperatures around it dropped several degrees. Electronics malfunctioned near it. Cameras skipped frame. Audio glitched. It was like the equipment itself couldn't properly record whatever was down there. Then came the part that really messed with psychological effects. Personnel reported headaches, paranoia, sudden fear, intrusive thoughts. Several claimed they could feel something nearby even when they couldn't see it. One note said, "Prolonged proximity creates the sensation of being observed by an intelligent presence." Intelligent, so it wasn't just an animal. It was aware. That's when the tone changed. The document started describing containment measures, concrete layers, reinforced steel, electromagnetic shielding, multiple locked doors, like they were building a prison underground. And I kept thinking the same thing. You don't build a cage unless something is trying to get out. My hands were sweating at this point, but I couldn't stop reading. Then something showed up that didn't match the rest of the report at all. Graphs, charts, analytics. They looked exactly like YouTube or social media stats. Impression, engagement curves, viewer retention line. I thought I opened the wrong tab, but the header said, "Civilian behavior monitoring." Under it, correlation between public curiosity and subject activity. I froze. They had noticed something. Whenever online discussions about underground facility, missing person, or strange phenomena increased, the thing underground became more active. Seismic vibration, temperature spike, movement, like attention itself affected it. Like people thinking about it fed it. So they didn't just hide the location physically. They started controlling information, reducing impression, burying search result, suppressing recommendation, not deleting content, just making sure nobody saw it. The phrase they used wasn't censorship. It was algorithmic deprioritization. And that's when my heart started racing, because my own videos had been dying for months. Good thumbnail, good retention, still 0 impressions sometime. I kept blaming myself, but what if certain topics weren't failing naturally? What if they were being quietly buried? Then I saw a small section on the side of the page. Active observation list, rows of anonymous ID, each with a curiosity score, a risk percentage, and one entry highlighted. The ID looked like a hashed version of my email. The behavior description matched me perfectly. Late night searches, government archive, conspiracy-related viewing history, risk level, 71%. My mouth went dry. People like me weren't being being blocked. We were being monitored. There was even a fresh log, timestamped that same night. Increased suppression of high-risk civilian profile. Reduce impression. I immediately opened my channel analytics. 0 impressions that day. 0. Not low. 0. My chest tightened because this wasn't some sci-fi movie idea. This was exactly how modern control would work. No threats. No agents. Just invisibility. You talk and nobody hears you. I kept scrolling faster. Containment staff reported something else. Knocking sounds from inside the wall. 3 slow knocks, repeated at random intervals. One technician wrote that when he stood near the door, he felt thoughts that weren't his. Images of tunnel, escape routes, open spaces, like something was trying to communicate or manipulate. Several employees quit after reporting identical nightmares. Same corridor, same door, same feeling of something waiting on the other side. Different people, same dream. The report said, subject demonstrates possible cognitive influence beyond physical barrier, meaning it didn't need to escape physically. It could reach minds. Distance unknown, mechanism unknown. That line terrified me more than anything, because if that's true, then containment doesn't really exist. Then came the last paragraph. If public awareness exceeds threshold, influence radius may expand. So hiding it wasn't just about secrecy. It was about preventing attention, preventing us from even thinking about it. Right as I finished reading, my internet died. Instantly, no warning. Everything disconnected. My screen froze. I just sat there in silence, heart pounding, staring at the router light. 30 seconds later, it came back. I refreshed the page. Gone. No cache. No history. Like it never existed. I tried finding it again for hours. Nothing. But ever since that night, something feels off. Certain searches lag. Certain topics kill my read. And sometimes, late at night, my room feels too quiet. Like the air is heavy. Like something is listening. And here's the worst part. I keep having the same dream. I'm standing in a narrow concrete tunnel underground. There's a metal door at the end. Something is breathing behind it. Slow, deep, waiting. Then it knocks 3 times, every single time. And I wake up right before the 3rd knock finishes. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm paranoid. Or maybe some things aren't hidden with wall. Maybe they're hidden with algorithms. Maybe the most dangerous prison on Earth isn't for people. Maybe it's for something else, something under us, something aware, something that reacts when we get too curious. So if you've ever felt like your posts vanish, like your videos get 0 impressions for no reason, like certain topics are quietly buried, maybe it's not random, maybe you're just looking in the wrong place. Before this video gets buried too, tell me in the comments if you've ever found a link, a page, or a file that felt like it wasn't meant for something that disappeared later. Because if I wasn't the only one who saw that containment report, then whatever is down there isn't just contained. It's being protected from us. And maybe it already knows we're talking about it.